In the depths of the ocean, where silence reigns and light barely penetrates, an extraordinary story was about to unfold. Miguel, an experienced marine biologist, could never have imagined that his routine research expedition would turn into an encounter that would challenge everything he thought he knew about marine life. In a matter of minutes, he would find himself at the center of a battle for survival, where his savior would come in the most unexpected way possible. This is a story of fear turned to wonder, of a misunderstanding turned to a miracle, a testament to the power of compassion that transcends species barriers. Get ready to dive into an adventure that will forever change the way we view the gentle giants of the sea. Arriving at the port, Miguel was greeted by the familiar scent of sea air and the comforting sound of waves lapping gently against the hulls of the anchored boats. His team was already in place, loading equipment and checking the last details. Among them was Sarah, a young marine biologist on her first major research project, her eyes shining with a mix of nervousness and excitement that Miguel recognized from his own first days at sea. "Ready for the big day?" Miguel asked, helping her carry a heavy box of equipment. Sarah nodded, a nervous smile lighting up her face. "Don't worry," he reassured her. "The ocean always has something new to teach us. Just keep your eyes and mind open." As the boat cut through the gentle waves towards the research site, Miguel observed the horizon line, where the sky and the sea merged into an infinite blue. He never ceased to marvel at the vastness of the ocean, at the secrets it held in its depths. Each expedition was an opportunity to unveil a little more of these mysteries. The hour-long trip seemed to pass in minutes, filled with lively discussions about expectations for the day and the latest discoveries in the field of marine biology. When they finally arrived at the dive site, the team fell silent, taking in the serene beauty of the scene before them. The water was exceptionally clear, as if the ocean itself was inviting them to explore its secrets. Miguel led the final briefing, going over the mission objectives and safety protocols. "Remember," he emphasized, "we are here as guests. Respect the environment and the beings that inhabit it." His eyes met Sarah's, and he added with an encouraging smile, "And don't forget to enjoy every moment. Not everyone has the privilege of seeing what we will see today." With one last equipment check, Miguel was the first to enter the water. Contact with the ocean was always a moment of pure joy for him, as if he were returning to a long-lost home. As he slowly descended through the water column, he felt the familiar sense of peace and excitement that always accompanied him at such moments. The reef revealed itself before them, a kaleidoscope of color and life. Fish of all shapes and sizes danced among the corals, while small crustaceans hid in cracks and crevices. Miguel began his data collection task, but couldn't help but notice the look of pure enchantment on Sarah's face through her diving mask. The hours passed in the blink of an eye, each moment bringing a new wonder to observe, a new piece of data to collect. Miguel was so absorbed in his work that he barely noticed when his diving partner signaled that he was returning to the boat with the collected samples. Deciding to stay a little longer, Miguel nodded in agreement, feeling completely at peace in that silent blue world. It was in this moment of contemplative solitude that Miguel felt a subtle change in the water around him. A shadow passed over him, too big to be a mere fish. Turning slowly, his heart almost stopped when he found himself face to face with one of the ocean's most majestic creatures, an immense humpback whale. Time seemed to freeze as Miguel watched in wonder at the gentle giant that floated gracefully before him. The humpback whale, with its deep, intelligent eyes, returned the look with a curiosity that seemed to mirror Miguel's own. For a moment, two very different species shared a silent connection, a mutual recognition that transcended the barriers of the natural world. Miguel knew he should keep his distance, but something about the whale's behavior intrigued him. She showed no signs of stress or aggression. On the contrary, his movements were calm and deliberate. Slowly, almost hesitantly, the whale began to approach. Miguel's heart quickened, not with fear, but with pure admiration. The creature's every movement was an underwater dance, a display of power and grace that defied its enormous mass. As the distance between them decreased, Miguel could see the scars and marks on his skin, silent witnesses to a long and adventurous life in the vast oceans of the world. Suddenly, the whale's behavior changed. With gentle but insistent movements, she began to push Miguel towards the surface. Confused, the diver tried to move away, but the whale persisted. Years of experience told him to remain calm, but a hint of apprehension began to settle in his chest. Seconds turned into minutes, and Miguel found himself in an involuntary dance with the marine colossus. Every attempt to move away was gently but firmly blocked. Miguel's mind raced, trying to understand what was happening. Did the whale see him as a threat? Or was there something else going on, something that his years of study had not prepared him to understand? It was then that something extraordinary happened. The whale opened its enormous mouth, and for a terrifying moment, Miguel thought he would be swallowed. Panic threatened to overwhelm him, but years of training kept him focused. Instead of the end he feared, Miguel felt himself being carefully transported. Through the haze of bubbles and confusion, movement on the periphery of his vision caught his attention. His blood ran cold when he recognized the unmistakable silhouette of a tiger shark circling nearby. In that instant, everything became clear. The whale was not a threat. She was a protector. With gentle but urgent movements, the humpback whale carried Miguel back to the safety of the boat. The team, who were observing the scene from above, were in a state of shock, unable to believe what their eyes were witnessing. Sarah, in particular, was awestruck, her theories and studies being challenged before her eyes by the raw and wondrous reality of nature. When he finally emerged, Miguel was panting, exhausted, but unharmed. As his crew helped him on board, peppering him with questions, he couldn't take his eyes off the ocean. The whale was still there, its imposing presence a vivid reminder of the surreal experience it had just had. Out of gratitude, Miguel reached out and gently touched the animal's head. In that brief moment of contact, he felt a deep connection, an understanding that went beyond words. It was a silent thank you, an acknowledgement of the intelligence and compassion of a creature that many see only as a silent giant of the sea. As the adrenaline subsided, Miguel began to process what had happened. This wasn't just a survival story. It was a testament to the complexity and beauty of the natural world. The humpback whale, a creature he had spent years studying, had demonstrated a level of empathy and protection that defied expectations. As the boat began its journey back to port, Miguel knew he had an incredible story to tell, a story that would challenge perceptions, that would inspire awe and respect for the ocean and its inhabitants. It was a lesson in humility, a reminder that no matter how much we study and observe, nature always has something new to teach us. The sun was beginning to set over the horizon, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink. Miguel looked once again at the ocean, a grateful smile on his lips. He knew that this day, this unexpected encounter, had changed him forever. And as the boat sailed toward port, he made a silent promise to share this story, to use this experience to inspire others to look at the ocean and its inhabitants with new eyes, full of respect, wonder, and, most of all, love.